The fantasy playoffs are here, so let's dig in to 5 moves to make for week 1 of the fantasy playoffs. So, move number 1, we are adding Patrick Taylor and Israel Abanikanda. Now, look, obviously, Isaac Guerrero leaves with a sprained ankle because, of course, he does. He's a 49ers running back. Of course, there is an injury after we all spent every last bit of remaining fab in redraft and in Dynasty on him. So now everybody that lost out on Isaac Guerrero has another chance. You have 2 chances, actually, right? You have Patrick Taylor, who was the running back that was previously on the roster. And then you have Israel Abanikanda, who was actually signed to the practice squad last week. My best guess is he's going to get called up this week. So look, they both need to be rostered. I think Patrick Taylor is going to be the obvious one because he got all of the run after Guerrero left against Chicago last week. However, Israel Abanikanda is interesting. I really liked him coming out of college out of Pitt. He was young, needed to develop, got hurt, didn't really, find his way with the Jets. Maybe he can resurface here, show off some of that athleticism, and find his way to fantasy relevance, and be enshrined as the, fantasy playoff league winner. He has the skill set to be, maybe. So look, Taylor 1, Abanikanda 2 if you're chasing 49ers running backs. Now, move number 2, we're adding another running back. It is Isaiah Davis. Now, Isaiah Davis came into this game as the perceived backup to Braylon Allen with Breece Hall missing week 14. That was not the case. This was a 1A, 1B split. It started out as the Braylon Allen show. It looked like, right, it's going to be a clear 1-2 punch. That was not what happened. Basically, Isaiah Davis forced the Jets' hand. He looked good. He looked explosive. He was making plays and had a great 17-yard touchdown run. They had to give him more opportunity, and he performed with it, right? He had 16 opportunities, basically split nearly dead even with Braylon Allen. And should Breece Hall miss next week, it really feels like Isaiah Davis might be the running back to own. And this throws off my whole notion of what I thought about this rookie running back class, the high-level handcuffs, right? I had Braylon Allen in that tier. I had Isaiah Davis a tier below. That may not be the case. These things change on a week-to-week basis with running backs. It'll be interesting to see what happens if Breece misses time, but all I do know is Isaiah Davis is available in 49% of leagues. That needs to be 0% come Wednesday morning. And move number 3, you guessed it, we're adding another running back. Sincere McCormick appears to be the new starting running back for the Las Vegas Raiders, right? Now, yes, Alexander Mattison missed time, but McCormick was the starter. It was not Amir Abdullah this time. He played 61% of the snaps, had 18 opportunities, and he's averaged over 5.4 yards per carry over the last 4 weeks. If you're thinking, well, who could have seen this coming? Who could have seen a backup running back with the Raiders have a ton of success on the ground and earn a lot of opportunity? Well, he's Zamir White from last year. That's basically what we're seeing happen. He is about to enter that stretch with the same head coach that leaned on Zamir White after Josh Jacobs got hurt last year. If he ends up being a low-end RB2 with a little bit of touchdown upside, great. I think that's a very likely outcome. He needs to be rostered the rest of the way. He needs to be rostered in 100% of leagues because he is clearly playing well, and we know Antonio Pierce is not afraid to shake up a backfield and just ride the hot hand, as they kind of run out the season here because they're once again not relevant. Now, move number 4 almost kind of runs counterintuitive to what I just said about them not being relevant. We're going and we're adding Desmond Ridder because, look, even though the Raiders are going to be bad, they are on their 3rd string quarterback. You have to add Desmond Ridder because he's going to be the starter the rest of the way, and you have to have warm bodies at quarterback should disaster hit. If we back it up to last week, right, week 14, before news came out that Aiden O'Connell was getting activated, Desmond Ridder was a must-add player because he was supposed to be the starting quarterback. And fate has a funny way of working out where Aiden O'Connell unfortunately gets carted off, air cast on his leg. I'm recording this prior to the MRI results, but the report is it's not going to look good. That means Ridder has to be rostered. Look, it's going to be a low-scoring offense. There's not a ton of pieces you can be excited about here, right? You have Bowers, Myers, McCormick, potentially. Ridder might do enough to find his way to QB2 relevancy. Maybe he does it on the ground, and with Brock Bowers just breaking a ton of tackles. That's the possibility. That's the potential here. But admittedly, if you're in the playoffs and you're starting Desmond Ridder, it's probably not going to go very well for you. And to close it out, move number 5. If your trade deadline has not come yet, or if you do not have a trade deadline, this is your chance to really solidify, choose your own adventure. You know if you're in the playoffs or if you're out at this point. That means every veteran on your roster that is nearing the age cliff should probably be sold. Now, you may be selling low to contending teams, and that's okay, right? If you can sell Davante Adams for a second and a third, 2 seconds, those types of prices, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to trust him long term. The same goes with running backs. Maybe you were holding Joe Mixon and just missed the playoffs. You can go probably get Mixon for a late first. I think that's fine either way. So these are the things you just need to keep an eye on now that you have clear delineation between who is in and who is out of the playoffs.